has it. Next question. So if you've seen that was Jack O'Connor was the manager in that.
Right.
So, right, yeah. So Jack, come on up.
Take a little break tonight.
Want to try one of these here?
Road to Arlington. Zipping up jacket as he walks down Prince Street, Child ahead is stepping lively. Right on Centennial Avenue toward Roosevelt, Long Island. It is autumn 1960. A senior in high school, he works part-time at the A&P and volunteers a few hours at the local Democrat Club. Child line skips the sidewalk cracks as he walks. A daily routine he has mastered. Here's the whistle on an eastbound train, filtered through the smoke of burning leaves. Union Hall Street, St. Albans, Rockville Center, Lynbrook, Baldwin, Freeport, Maribel, Milwaukee, Seaford, Massapequa Park, Amityville, Copiague, Lindenhurst, and Baton. Change at Jamaica for Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay, summer White House. Only 50 years before, for Teddy, for whom this village is named. Chowder passes a bakery, where in 1958, he heard of Sputnik launch from blonde salesgirl with bakery butter. There's Augie's Lounge. Across the street, Rudy the floor waxer in the window seat. Everyday Rudy. The diner, Charlie Reichert's 8-lane bowling alley, where leagues of men from aeroplane defense factories spent most evenings. Chowder can hear the singing now, from a loudspeaker over the door. Sinatra. K-E-double-N-E-D-Y, Jack's our nation's favorite guy. Everyone knows that Jack Mack, he is on the right track, 'cause he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. 1960 is the year for his high hopes. Inside storefront, Chowder sits at Olympus typewriter, where he will address leaflets from master lists for hours to be mailed to voters in district. Say hello to Bebop George, a slim 1950s era hepcat with goatee and beret. Filthy McNasty, Part 1. Hello, George. Small store lined with posters. We back Jack. Kennedy Johnson in 60. The New Frontier. Telephones ring off the hook. 4 hours is enough. Chowder and George leave, hop into a white Austin Healey Sprite, and head to a colored nightclub on Babylon Turnpike. A place called the Crazy Baby. A blazing yellow, red, neon, blue, red with green splotches on the side of the huge old jukebox. Thursday night. Maid's night off. 3 deep at the bar. That's Mr. Boston. This here is Diamond Jim, whose smile reveals a tiny diamond chip set in between his 2 front teeth. A ladies' man. DeSoto Penrice, Tyrone Davis, Cherry and George's brother, Handsome Ricky. Finger popping time, blasted from jukebox. Miss Tippy behind the bar, saying the taste, Chowder. Rhino Tippy, start me a tab. He ain't spending nothing but the evening, shouts George to the evening laughter. Oh, this place is wild. God, do I love it here as beer kicks in. Everyone should see this, hear this, be this, because there is no present here, only past and future. It's gone, screams baby Washington. So work out. Dance floor is packed. Guy does a full split, and while down on floor, snaps his partner's garter as she dances close to him with hiked skirt, just enough to screams and shouts. Dixie Peach, Old Spice, Canoe, Aqua Velvet, Mount Zena, Cold Cream, fill the early nightclub air, flattened by cool kings and pell-mells. Chowder sides up to his date, the jukebox. and sips another beer. Live show tonight, 10 and 1. Lloyd Price and his brother Leo, coming off #1 hit Stagger Lee. They will fill the baby tonight. Dance floor exhales as slow number starts. Billy Eckstein's April in Paris. Only wish I would love to ask a girl for a slow dance. Couples only. My chestnuts in blossom. Maybe another Rheingold instead, then I'm down. School tomorrow, supposed to be home at 11. Can't wait till I'm 18. What do I owe you, Tippy? Good night, George. Walk, don't run, an IRT sign made into an instrumental by the Ventures, basses and down steps and into parking lot as guitar fades into baby's den and Chowder heads west. Thinks of school in the morning, another world, only a mile and a half away. Climbs into bed, staring at streetlight lines coming through window onto ceiling. This is new stuff, man. Eisenhower, Stevenson, Kefauver, McCarthy, all turn of the century cats. It's our turn. Wish everyone could see the crazy baby. Oh, this Kennedy thing feels so good. What could be next? Dream, pleasant dreams. And the Kerouac line. If you see something beautiful, don't cling to it. Chowder sleeps. Election day, 1960, finally arrives. George enters with bakery buns and coffee for all. We have a shot if we show at the polls, he sings. It looks like Kennedy, but too close to call, says Chet Huntley on Channel 4. Texas goes to Kennedy Johnson from Cronkite on CBS. When the results are official, it's Jack Kennedy by 113,057 popular votes and 84 in the Electoral College. He will be inaugurated in January. Chowderhead graduates high school in June of '61, starts full-time as butcher's apprentice for the Great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company. His 1953 white Buick convertible takes him to and from work by day and to the bowling alley bar most nights. Gasoline is 33 cents a gallon. $2 worth, please. Months pass. On a Thursday night, October 17th, 1962, Mario, the bowling alley bartender, shushes everyone at the bar and points to the hanging TV. 1,000-mile range rockets that could reach Mexico City, Washington, D.C., and Cape Canaveral. Mario loosens and points up to the TV. World War III. Chowder is home late as usual. Pater meets him at the door. You're out every night, you son of a bitch. Your mother can't sleep. Move out. On Election Day, 1962, he volunteers for the draft. February 10th, '63, he's sworn into the Army at 39 Whitehall Street, downtown New York. Bus to Fort Dix, New Jersey, 8 weeks of basic, 14-day leave, back to Dix for 8 more weeks of advanced infantry training, the ultimate weapon. In his last week at Dix, Chowder receives orders assigning him to the 3rd Infantry, the Old Guard, at Fort Myer, Virginia. Arriving at Fort Myer, heels clicking, strutting parades, drill teams, tomb guards. This is not for the chowderhead. Ballet dances with rifles, thrown bayonets. How can I get out of here? Mail clerk, armorer, driver, cook. That would be great, cook. Company mess hall, homeroom, exempt from ceremonial duty. He is assigned to A Company over at Fort McNair, Southwest D.C. Secondary job as a cook. As an infantry unit, each company was required 2 weeks field training in order to maintain infantry trained skills. November 8, 1963, A Company convoys down Route 1 to Camp A.P. Hill, Virginia for 2 weeks of training. Cooks set up mess tents, feed the troops for 2-week exercise. On Friday, November 22nd, while driving mess gear north to D.C., Chowder and company heard the news that the president had been shot in Dallas. We didn't know of his condition. The 40-mile-per-hour trek to D.C. in the mess truck without radio seemed endless. Crossing the 14th Street Bridge, Chowder could feel the grief enter through the truck windows. Pedestrians walking with heads bowed, hands in pockets, as if leaving a room where a loved one had been pronounced. Pots, pans, stoves rattled in truck body, almost in wailing tones, as Chowder straddled remains of cobblestones and trolley tracks. along Main Avenue Southwest. Finally, at McNair Gate, MP said, "You're on alert." Unpacked truck in silence. After 3 hectic days with Charles de Gaulle, Haile Selassie, Prince Philip, as well as most of the free world looking on, the firing squad would fire a volley of 3, Air Force One would fly over, the bugler would break on the 6th note of taps, Black Jack, the caparison horse, returned to his stable. On request from Mrs. Kennedy, the horse's tat was delivered to the White House. Thanksgiving would be a mournful 3 days away, and change would surely come as the 60s shifted into second. February '64 would have the Beatles on TV in the barracks through Ed Sullivan. By Cherry Blossom Festival in April, lines at the JFK gravesite stretched through the cemetery. Due to a shortage of manpower for gravesite duty, Chowder was pulled from the mess hall and put into uniform. KGS, or Kennedy Gravesite, was a 3-man detail, with 2 men on the actual grave and a sergeant on a stationary bus a few hundred yards away. His job was to escort VIPs that might arrive to visit. VIPs walked down the middle path, and the general public came up a side path and exited on the other side. Chowder remembered seeing Peter Lawford a few times, Chubby Checker, who created quite a stir with the young kids, and Harry Belafonte. On the day of burial, several soldiers from other countries placed an item from their uniforms around the eternal flame. A beret, a unit patch, a scarf. This would start a tradition that many in the lines of mourners would follow, placing trinkets, religious articles, pictures, and prayer cards on the grave. Chowder would think back a short 3.5 years ago to the youthful energy that surrounded him as he worked on the campaign. The group of volunteers unwinding at the Crazy Baby. The shattered dreams of the new frontier now lying 6 feet below his shined shoes. A woman from the Bronx, St. Anne's Parish, IRT Port Authority, Trailway bus to D.C. opposite the Rocket Room, bus to the Lincoln Memorial, as she walks across the bridge to the cemetery, hands Chowder a card to place on the grave. Checking with his partner, the coast is clear. Chowder decides to give this woman the VIP treatment, an unauthorized act that could lead to a court-martial. As line of mourners and our designated VIP look on, Chowder stands over the flame and reads from the card. Pater noster qui es in celi, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua sicut in nos Dominicus debitoribus nostrum, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Chowder would thank the woman as the lines looked on and direct her to her exit onto the VIP path. Who was that, people would ask, as Chowder's partner Edith would slightly smile. Chowder would look down, could shake his head.